What's up, guys? Welcome back to RCR. Our first 2:15 matchup we will be discussing is Iowa State against South Dakota State. This one's going to be in Omaha, Nebraska, Thursday night at 7:35. Both teams should be able to travel well with their fans. Iowa State, of course, will have more, just the fact that they are the bigger school. Iowa State 27-7 on the year. They were a surprise coming into the year. They weren't ranked in the preseason. They played well in the non-conference schedule, but they didn't really play much. And then they really blitzed the Big 12 this year. They took down Houston in the regular season along with Kansas. And then in the Big 12 tournament, they took down Baylor. And then they absolutely boat raced Houston in the Big 12 championship to secure that number 2 seed. You could have argued they could have been the final 1 seed over UNC. But they are led by Keyshawn Gilbert and Tamin Lipsey, 13, 12 points per game. And they both play all-around basketball. They both average over 4 assists and over 4 rebounds, so they really fill the stat sheet. They're the dynamic backcourt duo, and this team plays really slow, and they really can squeeze you out on defense. They play aggressive, they force turnovers, and they really take opponents out of their comfort zone. They only give up 61 points per game. They're 6-5 versus top 25 teams. This is a very elite bunch. And if you're one of the people that says defense wins championships, you're really going to want to look at this Iowa State team. They will be taking on South Dakota State, 22-12 on the year. They played Kansas State and UCF. Those are 2 teams that Iowa State played this year. They lost to both, however, lost to the UCF by 3, got smoked by Kansas State earlier in the year at Kansas State. They are led by Zeke Mayo, 18.8 points per game, 6 rebounds, and they also got their guy William Kyle averaging 13 points per game. They're really going to have to rely on their star, Zeke Mayo. He's their point guard. He averages almost 40 minutes a game, and like I said, he averages 18.8. He nearly plays the entire game every time, and that's the only way they're going to have a chance to beat South Dakota State. Typically, when I look at these teams that are low seeds, I tend to want to lean, if I'm going to pick a 15 seed, I actually never have in my time doing March Madness, but if I'm going to pick a 14, a 13, I want them to have a star they can go to, because typically these teams that go on deep runs, they need to have that one star that leads them. Look at Lehigh with C.J. McCollum in the past. The Summit League champs, South Dakota State, despite them being a pretty solid offense, I mean, they put up 77 points per game. They don't really get to the line that much. They don't get offensive rebounds, so they don't extend possession. So the only way they're going to pull off an upset is if they shoot the lights out. Do I think they're going to do that? I don't know. This is too good of a defensive team in Iowa State that I think Iowa State should handle this team pretty easily. I think they got good matchups for Zeke Mayo. I think their backcourt and Gilbert and Lipsey should be able to handle South Dakota State fairly well, and I think Iowa State moves on with ease. I don't think you should be stressing. If you're going to pick a 15 seed, this is not the one to do. I think Iowa State rolls easily.